Hey guys, today's legal tip. Some tax bills are out and what that means to you. So Lexington, Florence, and Horry County have issued their tax bills. Other tax bills will be coming between now and the next 3-4 weeks or so, I would say. What does it mean to you? Well, under the CCRA contract, it says that the closing attorney will use the most recent tax bill for tax prorations on the settlement statement. Under the South Carolina Association Realtors contract, essentially says the same thing, but in a different way. It says that the attorney must use what's deemed most reliable. Well, I don't know what's more reliable than last year's tax bill, particularly when you go to a tax estimator on one of the county's websites and it says this information is for information only and is not deemed reliable and should not be used for any purposes. So really what everybody should be using, every attorney should be using, is last year's tax bill. Well, that could change how the prorations work if the tax bill is issued. For example, if the seller in 2018 occupied the house as their primary residence and were being taxed at 4% on the 2018 tax bill, but they haven't lived in the property at all for 2019, and the 2019 tax bill comes out at 6%. Now we have an issue, because had the tax bill not come out, we would have prorated based on 4%, but since it has come out now and it's at 6%, we're now prorating on 6%. So it's a much larger proration from the seller to the buyer. The other issue you have to understand is once the tax bill is issued, it's a lien against the property, and we have to collect the tax bill for the entire year 2019, even though we're not well, I guess we are now. Tomorrow will be the first day of October. So you have to collect taxes from the buyer for October, November, and December and go ahead and pay the tax bill, even though they haven't lived in the house a day yet. So on the settlement statement, if we're prorating at 6% because the seller didn't live in the property, now what are we doing? We're going to have a proration of where we collect from the seller January 1st until today, their portion of the tax bill, and then from today to the end of the year, the buyer's portion of the tax bill. So that my advice, if you're representing the seller and you know the seller hasn't lived in the property at all in 2019, you need to go ahead and have this conversation with the seller and say, look, we'll be doing 4% tax proration if the tax bill doesn't come out, but once the tax bill comes out, it's going to be at 6%, and that's going to affect your net sheet. If you're representing a buyer, you need to understand and tell the buyer that, hey, you're going to have to pay taxes if the tax bills come out for the rest of the year. If it's 4%, it really won't make a bit of difference, because typically the lender would have already collected that under tax prorations for their escrow. But if it's at 6% and the buyer's going to live in the house primary residence, you're going to be taxed at 6% for the rest of the 3 months of the year. And so they're going to have to deal with that after closing. And we'll do a video later on what happens after closing when the tax prorations have changed and where the money goes. We'll do a video on that. Don't forget 2 things. One, we do real estate closings, and I need your business. So please send me closings. If you like these videos, we'd love to have your business. We don't charge for these videos. They're all fun for you and free for you. So help us keep these going on by sending us some real estate closings. We'd love to do closings for you and your client. And secondly, don't forget, all real estate agents, October 10th is our big October Fest. We're going to have it here in Columbia at 700 Huge Street, 5:30 to 7:30, raising money for the South Carolina Military Family Care Association. Free German food, German beer, German music, about 95 prizes to bid on. We have free trip to St. Augustine. All you have to do is come and register for that, and we'll draw a lucky winner from that, and all our sponsors will have prizes too. So it'll be a ton of stuff to come and do and have fun. See you October 10th or at a closing before then. Thanks.